G'day viewers, Sep here. Just had a phone call from a mate of mine. Said to me, Sep, I'm working on a project over here and you better come and have a look at it. What he's told me is he's mounted a wine bar fridge, glass opening doors, on the back of a 6x4 trailer which you can tow behind your car. And he's put a BSA motorcycle engine also attached to the fridge, and that's what pumps the gas through it. Now the engine stops and starts by itself based on the temperature of the fridge. So I'm in the HQ, I've loaded up with a bit of camping gear, we've got an esky full of beer, and we're heading over to have a look. Car for about 3.5 hours. We get very close to our destination. Just about to cross over the Murray River from the New South Wales side to the Victorian side. We've got to cross a single lane bridge. And I'll give you a look at it. To get across. I was lucky we had the trucks in front of us. We've arrived at the location. We better go and have a look at this project. The weather's turned it on again for us by the looks. Going to be great putting up the tent in a bit of drizzle. We'll see how we go. I made these tanks, and that's the Mitsubishi ring gear that I grafted onto it, and it's got a starter motor off a Toro Greens Golf Course Greens mower, which is a coal engine starter motor. And the way that it works is I wanted to make it so it was thermostat controlled, so it would stop and start by itself, so I needed an electronic switch. And for those out there that know about old alternators, the red light used to come on your dash when you turn the key on, and when the alternator starts charging when you start the car, the red light goes off. Yeah. And that's because power goes from the ignition down to the field windings, which is an earth, when the alternator's not turning. When the alternator starts charging, power comes back up, there's no flow, and that makes the light go out. So it's a switch. So I use that switch to operate these relays, which ultimately throw the starter motor into mesh. But as soon as the alternator starts charging, when it starts, it takes the power away from the solenoid, the starter motor stops. And then it pulls down to temperature, and it's got a thermostat which is up there, and you set that at whatever temperature you want, and once it's down at temperature, it shorts the coil out and kills the motor. And I've got a self-energizing relay here that's off the alternator, so when it stops charging it kills that, so it kills all the power in the coil, so there's no power loss. The only thing I've kept is I've kept the power supply permanent, so when you open the doors of the fridge the lights comes on.
Sounds good.
And then when the thermostat gets hot, or the fridge gets hot, the thermostat clicks in, it all starts again.
What's this gauge over here?
That's an amp gauge to just see whether the alternator's charging.
Yeah, okay.
Shouldn't be a 30 amp one really, should only be a small one, but that's all I had. So, and that's a muffler off a Mini Minor.
Yeah, right, okay. What sort of engine is it again?
1950 C10 250cc BSA motorbike engine.
Yeah, that's good.
And the ignition coil is actually off a Ducati.
Yeah, right. Good job.
So anyway,
right,
we will start now.
So we can fire it up.
Because it hasn't been going for a while, a few things I do. This is my fixed engine speed screw, so instead of a throttle cable, I've got a cable soldered in there which lets the slide up and down.
Yeah.
And when it's been going for a while, well, you just got to actually idle her up a little bit quicker, so when it's cold it works, but once you get it warmed up, you leave that for the rest of the day and you don't touch it. That's it.
Right.
So we've got a tap on the oil, which we turn on because they tend to wet sump these old motors. So I don't want that to happen. I should have a proper little tickler button, but I don't. So hang on, but what I do have to do, I've got to tap either side of the gas, so as if the compressor happens to leak a bit of gas, it stops it. So I turn those two taps on. Got a high pressure cutout switch there, so if it gets too hot and too much pressure in the system, it cuts it out automatically. And then I turn the fuel on and I give her a little bit of a tickle, which anyone familiar with these old VSAs will know. And we just let that fill up a bit. Tickle, but you don't over flood it, doesn't need that. That's enough, and then you hit the key. Away you go. Start revving up, and that's because the alternator replaced that little bit of foot out of the battery. And an alternator takes about 9 horsepower to drive. That motor's only 10. So we wait till it warms up before we get that properly. So what I'll do now, I'll show you how it simulates that it's not cold. Yeah, it's getting cold for something like that. The other thing you'll notice when I turn it off, the fan will keep spinning here. And the reason I've done that is, if it happens to like stop when it's hot or whatever, then the fan's over the carburetor more than the engine, stop it vaporising. So when it's hot, the fan keeps going to do that for a minute. So I'll fill the power. Right, so now it's basically, it's said it's cold, it's ready to go.
Yep.
It's all good.
Yep.
As I said, I can actually unplug that. Doesn't really need to be there. So now she's just all dead.
Yep. And it's just going to start itself.
Well, that's the theory.
Yeah. That's good. Let's just have a bit of a look around the front here while we're waiting on that. There's the front of the doors. Let's have a look inside. Well, you probably heard that, away it went. Let's put the light in there and everything. Have a look.
The doors are like the car door switches.
Yeah, for the light. A bit like the old HQ.
That's it. You feel already, slap your hand up there.
Yeah, you can feel it gets cold already.
And for anyone's interest, the whole 16 slabs.
16 slabs fit in it? Beauty. Let's go load it up. So there it is there.
So if you want to video the stop start again?
Yeah. Right. So we're simulating that it's actually at temperature. It automatically will start up itself. That's good. Tell it behind the car.
No one hiding, no one pressing buttons.
No, that's right.
No remote control.
No.
And that's the little brain there that controls the cranking time.
Yeah, that's down here. the circuit down there controls it all.
A second and a half cranking time, and it waits a minute and then tries again.
Yeah.
And that's adjustable.
There it goes. Right, what a great job. So there it is there, viewers. So that's it for today. Take it easy. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.